22:43 hours, Western Pacific, 300 miles east of Taiwan. Night doesn't exist here, only darkness. Cold, heavy, crushing darkness that swallows entire continents of water. At 1,000 feet below the surface, the Chinese Type-094 Jin-class ballistic missile submarine, hull number 409, drifted silently through the deep. This wasn't a patrol, it wasn't routine, it was an undeclared deterrence deployment, China's message that its nuclear triad was alive and mobile. On board were 12 JL-2A ballistic missiles, each capable of reshaping the balance of power in the Pacific. The captain of the Jin-class submarine believed they were alone. He believed wrong. 22:49 hours, the first disturbance. The sonar operator frowned. A faint ripple, a slight distortion, water pressure shifting for no clear reason. He increased sensitivity. There it was again, a gentle vibration. Too regular to be natural, too subtle to be human error. He ran a spectral analysis. The computer displayed anomalous flow signature, possible submersible nearby. The captain leaned in. Depth? The operator swallowed. Below us, sir. Very deep. The Type-094 slowed, but the anomaly slowed too. The captain muttered, "We're being shadowed." But by who? American Virginia-class? Japanese Soryu? Australian Collins-class? The computer wasn't sure. Then the anomaly rose. Fast. 22:51 hours and the contact appears. The unknown vessel burst into sonar clarity with terrifying precision. Length, approximately 140 meters. Hull, quiet-grade composite signature, razor-thin speed, rising fast. The Chinese captain's face darkened. There was only one submarine in the world with such a clean profile, a Russian Yasen-class, a hunter-killer submarine, nuclear-powered, armed with hypersonic torpedoes, and it had positioned itself directly underneath China's nuclear missile sub. Not American, not Japanese, Russian. Why? The Jin-class wasn't in Russian territory. It wasn't near any joint exercises. What was the Yasen doing here? The Chinese captain gave the order, silent running, level course, no aggressive maneuvers, but it was too late. The Russian submarine had already made its move. A faint ping echoed through the water. Not active sonar. A coded pulse, a message. The Chinese decoding system translated it, "We know you are here." The Chinese XO stared at the screen. Why are they contacting us? Russia never warns, never announces, never talks. Yet here they were, sending direct acoustic messages to a Chinese nuclear sub. The captain whispered, "They're not scaring us, they're warning us." But warning them from what? On the Jin-class forward sonar, a perfect overtaking maneuver. The Hunter had positioned itself directly above the ballistic missile submarine. This was no ambush, this was control, domination, a message. But a message about what? The Chinese crew held their breath. Then the Russian submarine transmitted a second coded burst, more urgent, more direct. The translation, "Turn back." The captain stiffened. Turn back? From what? The sonar operator gulped. "Sir, the Russian submarine is not targeting us. It's blocking us." 22:58 hours. New contact detected. The sonar screen flickered. A new signature appeared. Not a submarine, not a ship, not any known underwater vehicle. A vibration that shouldn't exist at this depth. Smooth, linear, constant. The sonar operator whispered, "Sir, we have a third contact. Unknown origin." The computer struggled to classify it. Failed. Tried again. Failed. A final message appeared. Signature unknown. No match in database. A rare message. A dangerous one. Something unexplained was approaching them from the darkness. Something large. Something fast. Something absolutely silent. 2300 hours. The Russians react first. The Yasen suddenly veered sharply to port, placing itself between the Chinese submarine and the unknown contact. The movement was aggressive, defensive, desperate. The Chinese captain whispered, "Why are they shielding us?" The XO swallowed hard. "Sir, I don't think they're shielding us. They're shielding themselves." Then the unknown contact rose suddenly. Fast, too fast, like it wasn't bound by drag or displacement. The water trembled. The hull creaked. It was coming closer. 23:02 hours. Visual attempt fails. The Jin-class activated its low-light external cameras. Static, distortion, pressure interference waves. Then a shape, no, a shadow. Long, wide, smooth, silent. It moved without propellers, without cavitation, without vibration. The Chinese captain blinked twice. Is that a vessel? The XO shook his head. If it is, it's not like anything built on this planet. The Russian Yasen fired a coded pulse at the unknown object. The computer translated, "Identify." The unknown responded with a single massive low-frequency pulse that shook both submarines violently. The message, "You should not be here." "23:04 hours, the unexpected happens. Without warning, the Yasen surged forward, fast, reckless, and fired a decoy torpedo directly at the unknown contact. Not a weapon, a flare, a distraction, a desperate move. Then the Russian submarine transmitted one final burst to the Chinese vessel. "Leave now!" The Jin-class captain stared in shock. Russia wasn't threatening China. Russia was saving China from whatever was rising from the deep. The unknown object shifted again. Its outline became clearer, bigger, much bigger than any submarine. The Chinese sonar operator's voice cracked. "Sir, it's turning toward us." And then everything went dark. All sonar lost. All cameras lost. Engines stalled. A complete blackout. The unknown entity had disabled both submarines. Then the lights flickered back on. The unknown shape was gone, vanished, without a trace. 23:05 hours. Total blackout. For 7 full seconds, the Chinese Type-094 and the Russian Yasen-class drifted helplessly in the deep, powerless, blind, and silent. An eternity underwater. Then, just as suddenly as the blackout began, systems snapped back to life. Lights flickered. Sonar rebooted. Engines hummed. Navigation recalibrated. The Chinese captain gripped the railing. Damage report. No hull breaches. No electrical faults. No weapon activation. It made no sense. A total shutdown, with zero mechanical cause. The XO swallowed hard. "Sir, this wasn't a malfunction. Something switched us off." 23:06 hours, the Yasen is in motion. The Russian Yasen-class submarine reacted instantly. It surged sideways, engines flaring with emergency thrust, its bow angled sharply, defensive posture. The sonar operator of the Jin-class watched in disbelief. The Russians are retreating, not charging at the Chinese, not circling them, running, but not from China, from something behind the Chinese submarine. The captain stiffened. Behind us? He turned. 23:07 hours. The return of the unknown. A faint vibration, like a pulse, drifted through the black water, and then sonar detected it once more. The unknown object was back, but this time it wasn't moving fast. It was moving deliberately, slow, calm, confident. The AI attempted classification again. This time it didn't fail. This time it produced terrifying clarity. Signature consistent with large submerged platform. Dimensions unknown. The XO frowned. A platform, not a vessel, not a ship, a moving installation. The Yasen transmitted a short-range acoustic burst. Urgent, frantic. The Jin-class computer translated, "Do not engage. Follow us, or die." The Chinese captain stared at the message. Russia wasn't threatening them. Russia was begging them. The sonar operator whispered, "Sir, the Yasen is placing itself between us and the unknown object again." A Russian nuclear attack submarine, shielding a Chinese ballistic submarine. History had never seen anything like this. 23:11 hours. The unknown speaks again. The deep resonance returned. The unknown emitted another harmonic pulse, far stronger than before. The water vibrated violently. Loose tools rattled. Crew members held rails to stay upright. The translation flashed on the screen. "You have come too far. Return. Do not approach the site." The captain's voice dropped to a whisper. "What site?" The unknown object stopped, dead still, and then the ocean floor beneath it began to glow. A faint ring of white-blue light, perfectly circular, perfectly symmetrical, a structure buried deep beneath sediment and rock. The sonar operator's heart nearly stopped. "Sir, the seafloor is artificial." The XO leaned in closer. "Not Chinese, not Russian." The Chinese captain whispered the only possibility left. "Not human?" 23:14 hours. The Russians intervene. The Yasen-class submarine suddenly fired a series of decoy charges, small, non-lethal pulses that crackled through the water. But the decoys weren't aimed at the unknown object. They were aimed at the glowing ring on the seafloor, as if trying to break an activation sequence. The Russian submarine transmitted one more message: do not let it open. The Chinese captain's eyes widened. Open? The glowing ring beneath the unknown object was a door, a massive circular gate embedded in the seabed, similar to the one found in your previous episodes, but this one was much larger. At 23:15 hours, the ring activates. The glow intensified. The ring rotated slowly at first, then faster. Sediment blasted upward like underwater dust storms. The unknown object drifted backward, giving the structure space. The Jin-class sonar operator nearly fell out of his seat. "Sir, the gate is opening." The XO trembled. "This thing isn't arriving. It's waiting." The unknown object wasn't the threat. It was the sentinel, guarding whatever was beneath. 23:16 hours, the Chinese captain makes the call. Fear, confusion, duty, all collided as the captain made the most important decision of his career. Helmet seals, emergency ballast shift, reverse course, full silent speed. The Type-094 began to slide away. Slow at first, then faster. The Yasen matched speed, escorting, not chasing. Together, Russia and China retreated from the ancient structure, but the unknown object didn't follow. It remained hovering over the glowing gate, like a guard dog watching intruders flee. 23:18 hours, the final message. As the two submarines distanced themselves, the unknown object emitted one final, deep resonance. The translation took several seconds. When it appeared, the control room fell dead silent. "This is not your ocean. This is not your war. Do not return." Then the gate beneath the object dimmed. The light faded. The circular structure sealed itself, and the unknown Leviathan slowly descended back into the abyss, vanishing into darkness as if it had never existed. Two enemies, one secret. The Russian Yasen-class transmitted a final acoustic burst. You saw nothing. Then it submerged deeper and disappeared from sonar. The Chinese captain remained frozen. Two superpowers, rivals, competitors, adversaries, had just been united by the same unspoken truth. There are things in the ocean neither nation controls. Things older, stronger, smarter, and still watching.